So in this video, I share how to do more. And when I say how to do more, I mean how to do more with your time, with the same amount of time that's in a day. That's always difficult. It's always something we struggle with. But I'll get into it in this video. I'll just share a couple of points. We'll see what happens. But first, let's roll the intro. Let's get into the first one. So the first one I want to share on how to do more is routines. Now this may sound old school or old fashioned, but routines are so important when you're wanting to get more done. I have a morning and an evening routine. My morning routine has about 13 points on it. My evening routine has about 14 points on it. But each of those points have an allotted time to it. I have a scheduled time to it, and I only have that time within to finish that specific task. So whether it's reading, whether it's cooking, whatever it is, there's a certain amount of time allotted to it, and I'm not allowed to go over that time. And that's important to stick to that. And that will in essence help you to do a lot more and actually respect the time that you have, because we all only have 24 hours in one day. And between our day jobs and between having kids and all of those other stuff that comes with life, we need to schedule our time effectively, and routines will help with that. So the number one tip is routines. Get a morning routine, get the evening routine, schedule time to certain things that need to happen for that day, and then take it from there. And you will start to see how it becomes a habit and it becomes easier, and how much more time you will have available to focus on other things and do other things, like making more videos, like being more consistent on social media, whatever it is, but you'll just have more time. So that's tip number one. So tip number two is maximizing your time on tasks. And that will fall in line with tip number one as well. With you scheduling time to certain stuff, you need to ensure that you are not spending too much time on any specific task. Make sure that when you're doing something, that you are not spending too little time or too much time on it. And that's the only way you're going to effectively get something done, or you're going to get more done, is when you schedule time to do certain stuff. It's very important that you schedule time and you allocate time to certain stuff, because there's certain things that will be productive and certain things that will not be productive. And what I find in my life itself is that I spend a lot of time on things that are not as productive. So actually taking the time out and to look at your tasks and what is urgent, what's important, is going to help you get through a lot of the more important stuff, and not focus too much on the less important stuff, but allocating the adequate amount of time to that thing. So that's my tip number two, maximizing your time on tasks. Tip number three, don't binge. And this is for me specifically. I know that in my old routine, what I used to do is I used to go to work, and as soon as I come home from work, I'll cook, get the kids ready for bed, and after that, once they were in bed, there was a little bit of quiet time for me. But I would spend a lot of that time actually just watching videos or doing things that didn't add any value. And I would find that spending a lot of time on YouTube just watching other creators or watching other content and not actually getting anything done for myself. So binging is very bad in a lot of instances. So we need to be aware, and YouTube actually has this thing where it can show you the amount of time that you are spending watching videos on YouTube, and we should really be aware of that fact, that when we are binging, that we are losing out productivity in other areas of our lives. And we can really then utilize that time when we are not binging, and setting a certain criteria as to how many videos we are allowed to watch a day and how many not. So that's my tip number three, don't binge. So tip number four, and this one is a little bit lighter because yeah, the three tips seem like everything needs to be really structured. But tip number four really is just schedule downtime. And this is also important. And what I found in my own life is that when I didn't schedule an allotted time for downtime, that I would just spend an excessive amount of time on downtime, which is also not good. It's counterproductive. So when you are wanting to do downtime, like watching a series or playing a game or whatever it is, make sure that you're also putting a time to that, because you don't want to spend too much time doing things that maybe give you satisfaction for the moment, but again, long term, it's counterproductive for helping you move forward. And especially when it comes to us as creators, and especially with us as creators in South Africa as well, and on YouTube. The platform is not as big in South Africa, so we do tend to struggle a lot with building an audience or building a community around our channels. and we tend to then need to have to spend a lot more time making more content, making more relevant content, and looking at the different areas of how we can improve the watch time and those things on our content. So really just make sure that you are scheduling your downtime, that you're not over indulging on downtime, that you're not spending too much time on downtime, because that will also affect your productivity, and it will also take time away from you, and that time that you can be using to get more done. So those are my 4 tips. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I hope you guys found it valuable. If there's any other tips that you specifically got and you want to share, please hit me in the comments down below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I do post videos every week. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and if you got any advice or anything that you want to share, let's chat in the comments below. But up until the next video, remember, create, don't procrastinate. Peace!